Hey y'all, welcome to our podcast, Love Unveiled.
My name is Tré.
My name is Chané, and this is episode 6.
Episode 6. Guys, we're really excited to have you. We've been on pretty much a streak for the last 5 episodes, but now we're going to get into some really interesting topics, and I hope you guys enjoy it with us.
The majority of this is going to be about what classifies cheating. I think Tré and I, for the most part, well, I would hope so. We agree with what we believe is cheating and what's not cheating. So we are going to try to make it a little bit more fun and a little interesting and kind of maybe
play the devil's advocate.
Yeah, just give an idea of what maybe the people that don't view it as cheating or that do view it as cheating might be thinking.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
Be fun.
You guys ready for that? All right, let's get into it.
Quick scenario, not really a story, not like a full story, but just like a quick scenario. There was a husband and wife. They had a baby. It was the husband's wanting, like he desired to have the child. So the wife finally agreed. They had a baby, and after you have the child, you have to recover. You have to wait the doctor recommends 6 weeks to fully heal. Your insides need to heal. Some men understand that. Some men don't. Some men are willing to wait. Some men aren't. And this husband, unfortunately, decided to step out on the wife during those 6 weeks. He could not wait. And she was like, that's cheating. I don't want to be with you anymore. And he was like, I came home to you. That was just to satisfy the craving or the need, because you couldn't. So, cheating or not cheating?
That's a no-brainer. Come on now.
I mean, obviously it's cheating, but there are the guys that will try to play it like that's not cheating. But anyways, that's cheating.
Yeah, sounds like the guy has a real, if he needs it that bad where he can't, stay faithful to his wife, that sounds more like a problem than it is a need. More like a problem. Maybe an addiction.
Right. Therefore, you shouldn't be married.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Shouldn't be married. Okay, so physical intimacy, obviously, that's a no-brainer, like Tré said. Then there's emotional cheating.
Emotional, you have an example? What's that?
So, developing a deep connection with somebody else, whether that be a coworker, a friend, but yeah, just getting deep with somebody.
Deep? Like we're sharing poetry, or?
I mean, yeah, that's your hobby. That's your passion that you like to do. So, yeah, maybe sharing poetry every day.
Every day?
It's an emotional connection. So, you build on it.
I don't know. Sharing poetry? What if, you're just trying to get some feedback from a piece that you wrote?
So the hypothetical would be that you're going to the same female every time.
But what if she happens to be a good writer? Maybe she's a professional writer. I don't know.
What are the chances of that, though?
Doesn't matter.
Most husbands aren't going to know a professional writer that they're just going to.
You just so happen, maybe you're just plugged into a network of different artists or different creatives. And so this is a person that, she seems to understand my art. Is that crazy to share your art and want to get feedback from this person? Or is it crossing the lines?
I think it's not crossing the line if it's strictly poetry.
Okay.
If it's just she's reading your work, giving you feedback, the end.
Okay, but what else could it be?
The end.
What else could it be?
Babe, how do people build emotional connections? People obviously do it. All right. Emotional cheating, flirting, being flirty with somebody.
Just too
extra friendly.
Too friendly. Too available. Too friendly, too available.
Maybe always complimenting.
Yeah.
Hugging a little longer than normal.
Well, so what context would it be okay to hug?
I feel like everybody's different when it comes to that. I don't really care with stuff like that. I feel like men care more so than females do when it comes to hugging. Yeah. I think because women naturally are more like touchy, they're more physical when it comes to stuff like that. So seeing somebody, they always kind of want to go in for the hug. Men don't necessarily always want to do that. But I guess, I don't know. I'm very good at reading people. And so, yeah, I wouldn't mind you hugging other females, but I would definitely...
You would definitely feel a way about it?
No, I would definitely be watching to figure out how this girl feels. Is it truly just a coworker? Does she think you're cute? Or whatever the case. How long was the hug?
So, do we ever answer the question?
I don't know. What was the question?
Emotional cheating, like, is that a thing or is it just...
I think you can emotionally cheat on somebody, yeah. I feel like emotional cheating is building a connection with somebody on a deep level. So they're learning things about you. You're oversharing.
Oversharing.
Yeah.
Yeah, oversharing details about yourself or things that you're going through with somebody else is basically...
Yeah, and then, who knows? Maybe you may start feeling like excited, like more excited to call that person to share with them than your own spouse. That's a problem.
That makes sense, yeah.
Keeping secrets. I wrote notes, guys.
Keeping secrets.
So, like withholding information from a partner, maybe with communication that's been happening with like an ex, things of that nature. Or spending time with somebody that your spouse doesn't really approve of, and then withholding that information.
Well, what if your spouse is tripping? Like they're just kind of reading too deep into it. And you know it's going to trigger them when you say, hey, I got to go meet up with.
Right. So then therefore it's now a secret.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a secret.
Withholding information
that you keep. So is that cheating? Would you say that was cheating?
It's definitely being dishonest.
It's sneaky.
It's definitely dishonest. I'm not sure if it would constitute as cheating, because what if you just have no intention of pursuing anything or taking it anywhere? It's just literally, I don't know. Right. You need a spotter at the gym or something. I don't know.
What?
Like you need a spotter at the gym or something.
Oh. I thought you said like you just spotted her at the gym. I was like, cheating. I feel like if you're keeping something a secret, the intention is to do something.
I think you definitely know something is going to look unfavorable, or it's going to make you look bad in some kind of way, and you're keeping it a secret. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're pursuing anything, or even that person. Maybe your spouse just disapproves of this person for no reason. It seems illogical to you, but maybe they just disapprove of this person, and you kind of need this person, or you want this person to help you with something. I don't know. You
need this person?
I have no idea. I'm just saying.
So, if your spouse disapproves of you hanging out with somebody, why do it?
I guess it depends on the circumstances, right?
No.
Yeah.
Online interactions.
Okay.
Okay, so this can kind of be like, there's several components to this. Liking females or males' comments, liking their photos, and then also celebrities. That's a big one. Like, is it okay just because they're a celebrity?
To what? To like
their stuff, or even to talk about them, like the way people can talk about celebrities, like, man, she mad pretty, or whatever the case. Like, Would you say that about an employee? But men say it about celebrities. Females do too, but
yeah, see, that's a girl thing.
I'm just saying men because I'm a female, so
girls are more into that. I feel like girls are checking for celebrities more often than guys are.
Well, I know somebody who that was a problem in their relationship because it was the husband who would like all these like suggestive photos.
Oh, so we're talking about like kind of racy.
Yeah. I don't know. I personally love doing stuff with you. Like, do you think this girl's pretty? I like doing stuff like that. I don't find a problem with that, but some do.
I think it's the level or the commitment that you have behind the comments. Like, if you're just like a super fan of somebody, why? Like, why are you a super fan? Is it the music? Is it this person's looks? Like, I think considering that, maybe it'd be somewhat of an obsession or kind of inappropriate, I would say.
Oh, wait, say that again? It would be inappropriate.
It would be inappropriate to be obsessing over some celebrity, like, yeah.
Right, but it would be a little bit crazy on the spouse's side that was being accusatory if it was just like a simple like or something.
Okay, I can see what you mean. So maybe they're overreacting because you like the photo?
Yeah.
So you're saying that it could be an overreaction if your spouse notices that you like someone's photo, like they might overreact.
Right.
I can see that too. That's a nice balanced way to look at it.
I feel like if someone is overreacting, like if I were to overreact, or if I were to even react to you liking photos, just in general, females' photos, whatever it was, commenting on females' photos, if I were to have a reaction, I feel like it was because there were things prior that you had already done to make me question or to make me feel like I couldn't really trust the intention behind it.
I can see that.
Like, I don't think I would just jump to, why'd you like Beyonce's? But,
Got you.
Yeah.
So it's like a pattern of behavior that you could notice, and this added on top of that could be suspicious.
Right.
Totally makes sense. I can see that. I definitely know that where there's smoke, there's fire. If someone has suspicious behavior in one area, and you see it in multiple areas, and then they start doing this other thing that you don't like, I could see why that would be a red flag.
Financial infidelity, that's an interesting one.
Now, what would that be like? Like buying a gift for someone without telling your wife? That's definite.
Yeah, so hiding purchases
Or
or making financial decisions without.
Or what about open up a separate account that your spouse is not aware of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is that cheating?
Well, I've heard of women doing that because maybe they felt unsafe in a situation, like a domestic violence type of situation. Mm-hmm. And so they create their own account without their spouse knowing so that they're planning their out. So I guess not in all cases.
Right.
But did you have a scenario that you were thinking?
Yeah, like maybe if it was just a situation where like one was more of the breadwinner over the other, and so they just had this separate account to maybe pull out and use it for whatever they wanted to whenever.
Just play money.
And then I guess secretively, right? It would be like if you had that, because then I would never know when you were using it.
Yeah, you couldn't follow the transactions.
Right.
Yeah, definitely sneaky. That's some suspicious behavior if you're creating a whole nother bank account just so that you can not get caught spending money on a particular somebody.
Right.
That's strange.
How do we feel about prenups?
I feel as though like there's wealthy people that enter into a relationship and they know it's a legally binding marriage, and therefore they look at it in almost like a with business savvy in a sense, and they want to make sure like this person's not using me because I've worked so hard to get these accomplishments, garner this wealth, whatever the case, right? I can't allow this person to take that all from me. So
right.
I'm gonna need you to sign a prenup. Now, on the flip side, I feel as though like you can't trust this person. Like, why are you marrying this person if you still have this distrust for this person? I don't know.
What if it were a situation where both people were on the same page financially, and then they wanted a prenup? One wanted a prenup, one didn't, because of what you were saying, like no trust.
I don't know.
There's no trust. I personally would want a prenup.
Okay.
Because I just feel like, obviously no one goes into a relationship thinking like this person's gonna screw me. Like no one goes into it thinking that. Obviously if you go into a marriage when you're happy and on the high and all this kind of stuff, like that's how you want it to continue, but it doesn't always continue that way. So yeah, I think you need to protect yourself. This one's interesting. Fantasizing about others. So it's only thoughts. It's all in your head. So you're not acting on it. It's just
a thought that came across your head.
Yeah.
But not just came across, you actually meditate on it. You're thinking about it.
I had this conversation with somebody and I was like, that's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, all right, well, let me put it this way. So if someone were on a diet and you cut out carbs, you cut out, sugars, whatever, all the unhealthy stuff, you cut it out. But you're thinking about eating a Big Mac, or you're thinking about eating a donut or whatever it is. Did you actually eat it though?
No, you didn't actually eat it.
No. So.
But it's
It's absolutely different. That's how I felt.
Yes. To me, it's a different area of your life.
Yeah. But it's all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, cheating or not cheating?
I think, funny enough, I was listening to one of my podcasts that I like to listen to, and they were talking about Ryan Garcia and how, he has 1/1000th of a gram of this banned substance that was that's in his blood. So it gave him no type of advantage. Basically, is kind of like what they were discussing on this podcast, and he brought up a scenario like, okay, well, put it like this. He was trying to get the listeners to agree with him. Put it like this: if you with your girl and you walk past this girl and you wave at another girl, is that cheating? And he said something to the effect of she gets mad, she files for divorce, you want alimony or whatever the case, go through the whole process because you waved at this girl. Mm-hmm. Is that cheating? He said, he was making the point, no, it's not cheating, because all you didn't do the other things that people would consider cheating. What you did was you waved at this girl, you know what I mean? And then someone in the comments said something like, nah, he got 1/1000th of the booty.
1/100000th of the booty. That's hilarious. That's extreme.
Funny. That's extreme.
Yeah, to ask for a divorce because of a wave.
That's extreme.
And then you ask for alimony. Honey, you wanted out of that relationship just for the money. That's crazy. Okay, so jealousy. Is jealousy a natural emotion, or is that someone showing insecurities? I
think it's natural emotion.
I think it's both. I think I think it's a natural emotion, and depending on how you act on it, it could
depends if you're insecure or not.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna feel things like, because there's a sense of you're entitled to this person. Like when you go into that marriage, especially if you're Christian, there's spiritual connection with each other. So in a sense, like, I'm hers, she's mine, it's kind of like a mutual, we're one, right? But when you see someone else that's trying to kind of encroach on that, just hypothetically, they're being too close, flirtatious, or whatever the case, I could definitely agree that jealousy is going to happen, and you have every right to be jealous. Now, how you act on that, like you said, could determine if you're insecure or not.
Right.
Or trying to punish the spouse for something that someone else did, that's insecurity.
Ooh.
you had nothing to do with it. You're just a recipient. What if somebody just did something inappropriate to you, or said something inappropriate to you in front of your spouse, and then when you guys are alone with each other, it's like,
then they're upset with you.
They're upset with you. Yeah, that's
just unfair.
Yeah, that's a little bit insecure, I would say.
Yeah, I think there's jealousy that's okay, and I think jealousy can be good too. Like it makes you know, like, oh, you care. Okay, oh, that bothered you. But then there's the insecurity that's almost like red flags. Get out of this relationship. Like this could turn into something nasty.
Yeah.
I think. Like, so I know someone who just met somebody. They've known each other for only like 4 days. They went out once. He asked to go out again. She said yes. So they were supposed to go out. She had to cancel because she got sick. And then he messaged her the next day and said whatever he said. She didn't get a chance to respond because she was working. And less than 24 hours later, he messages her back and was like, you know what? I think I'm going to call it quits because I could tell by the way you're communicating with me, you're not really into me, blah, blah, blah. Like, that to me is a red flag. That's insecurities written all over it.
Yeah. But that online dating can make you insecure. How many times they got to get in front of people and waste their time, you know what I'm saying? So maybe the guy was just like, I don't want to waste my time. You're not giving me enough to make me feel like you're interested.
And I agree with that because I definitely feel like if you were truly interested, you would have responded right away.
Yeah.
Like that's how I view it. And
or at least within 20, 30 minutes or something.
Yeah, I definitely would have made you wait a minute or,
Yeah.
I used to do that, actually. I used to irritate you. If I messaged him and he responded an hour later, I read it right away and I would make him wait an hour. Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
that.
You commented on it. It used to irritate him. He would respond.
We must not have been on the greatest terms at that time.
This was like early dating stages, y'all. So I was very much like, you do everything. You initiate. You court me. Yeah, and I was petty. That's just what it boils down to. I was petty. Oh, I had to wait. You waiting now. This is a good one. I feel like that can be pretty controversial between people. Keeping photos of exes. So.
Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So that's a hard one. It's easy for me to say no. Like that, you better not have any photos of exes. But then there's different scenarios, I feel like, as to why people would want to hold on to photos. Like, look at Kim Kardashian. Like, she's had like so many marriages, and like each wedding, she looks so pretty.
Oh no!
Like,
so for
just
reasons.
the memory's sake. No, memories.
What? How about this?
Like, that was a part of your life.
What if, say, you and your ex-girlfriend took a picture that was with like a family member that passed away? Do you get rid of that photo? Do you keep that memory?
Well, where is the ex in the photo? Is she
Right,
in the middle? Or
well,
he in the middle?
I don't know. They're right next to each other.
Yeah, then just cut around.
Oh, wow.
Cut around. Scrapbooking, y'all. You can make some amazing shapes with photos for scrapbooks. Yeah, I think the photos. I do think they have to go. You shouldn't hold on to it because then that can bring insecurities in the relationship because then it'll make the other person question, well, why are you still holding on to it?
For sentimental?
Yeah. For the what ifs or the hope of?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
That's crazy. That's wild. All right, well, making plans without consulting a partner.
Plans with who?
So, like...
Plans for the
this
both of us?
This isn't necessarily... we're done with the... I would say with the cheating. Is this cheating? Is it not? Because you can make plans and that's not cheating. But, like, would you feel a way? Like, so you're in a committed relationship and your expectation is that you're hanging out with this person or whatever, and then you just start making plans without telling the other person.
Now, are you making plans for the both of us?
No, just
you're
yourself.
Making your plans?
Oh, maybe both ways, yeah.
It could be annoying either way, to be honest with you, because it's like, what if I didn't have that time to give? Maybe I have some deadline coming up. You didn't consult with me. Now, I'm going to still go with you because you paid the money already, but now I have to work overtime to meet this deadline. Now it's going to be a stressful week or whatever the case. I would be irritated about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the main things that's critical in a relationship is communication. So, yeah, if you start just doing things and not making plans, and then it can be annoying also because, like, you made plans with somebody and then they didn't communicate it with their person, and it just starts getting messy, and then it gets annoying because then it's like, never mind, we're not doing that because so-and-so didn't communicate. You should always communicate plans. Check in.
Hey, check in when you go.
Yeah. Knowing your partner's passwords. Ooh, this is a good one.
Is it
necessary? Okay? That and then also just like checking up on their phone.
I think it's weird that you would even have to check up on somebody's phone. Like, to have the password, I think that's a good idea. Like, say someone's calling your phone, having the freedom to answer your phone without feeling like, oh, I did something intrusive. That's okay. I think that would be a good freedom to have, you know what I mean? But just having the freedom, like, hey, let me just go through your socials, like, I think that's a little bit excessive, unnecessary.
Oh, man. That's one that I think men would do that if they're insecure. But it's usually women that do that, for sure. I think women usually, or not usually, but I know it both ways. I know somebody, one of my really good friends actually, had an ex who always had to go through her phone. Like,
yeah, that's like teetering on abuse right there.
Yeah, they're not together anymore. But they were for a very long time though. And then yeah, flipped. Like, women will do that, I feel like, in a sneaky way though. Like, women want to check on their man and see, like, what you doing on here? What you saying to this person? Who you talking to? Like, I think women are definitely more into that. Is that okay?
I don't think it's okay. Is that okay? I think it's a bit intrusive. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that you shouldn't have to allow people to witness. Like, I'm in the bathroom. I'm going to the bathroom. You got to be in there while I'm using the restroom? No, you don't. I'm on the phone. Like, I'm texting somebody. You don't need to be part of that conversation because, you know.
Right.
Now,
but it's like, I'm not a part of it. I'm just after the fact.
I'm just thinking, like, I'm hoping that I have given you enough confidence in me.
Right.
To where you wouldn't have to sneak.
Check up on you.
Yeah, check up on me in that way.
What you doing? Who hit you up?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't do that, guys. I don't do that. But I do know his cell password. I think that's it. But his cell phone is logged into every social media, so I don't really need passwords for that. Nor do I really care to go on them and check, though. I feel like it would be very boring.
Probably.
And then mine, he knows my password to my phone as well.
But I would never go on your socials. There's no point.
Yeah, and I'm never on it. So anybody that has me on social media knows that I'm like very inactive on it. But anyways, okay, relationship timelines. So should there be, or is it okay to have timelines? Like put a time stamp on something
like as far as expectation goes, like what you're expecting to happen within those timelines?
Yeah, so like milestones, yeah. Like moving in together, getting married, having kids. Like, should that be a timeline? I know like Steve Harvey's like, it shouldn't take you longer than a year. If it's taken longer than a year for them to propose, they're just playing around. So is it like more so like when you know, or is it okay, I need to date you for a year for sure, and then I'll know before marriage? And then same thing with once you're married, like a lot of people are kind of like, okay, we want to have time together first, travel, and then we'll have kids. Some people are kind of like, oops, I got pregnant on our honeymoon.
Yeah, so that's a lot to respond to. I do think milestones are good, but they should be milestones that you guys created with each other. Not necessarily one person's expectation and then that was always in your mind. Like you always grew up knowing that you were going to do this by this age, this by that age. You can't really put your expectations and imaginary thoughts onto somebody else's reality. You know, you guys are kind of creating a reality with each other. So with that being said, I'd say you guys should create milestones through having conversation. So that's a question you could ask a suitor. So how long do you think like you would want to get to know somebody before you knew that they were the one and you would be willing to propose? That's a question. That's a fair question that you can ask.
Right. And what's a good timeline for you?
Right.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, for me? Well, I'm already married.
I know, so. But like, what would have been a good timeline for you?
I don't know. I think Mr. Steve Harvey came up with that 1 year process because he knows that in the dating arena, a lot of people are playing games.
Right.
A lot of people are playing games. They're afraid to commit. And so just having a number in mind for the ladies to not get taken advantage of, I think he was trying to empower them in that way. But one person's year may not look the same as some other person's year. What if you guys have a long distance relationship? You know what I'm saying? You don't get to see each other as often as somebody that lives in the same town gets to see. Yeah.
I think for me, if it gets dragged out, I would feel like I'm wasting my time. There's been people celebrities, Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls, she was in a long relationship for so long.
It was a committed relationship for an extended period of time.
They were together for so long, and then they broke up, and she can't have kids now. So it's like you wasted all those years, yeah. So it's like, I mean, maybe you could, or by surrogacy or whatever,
but it's a little risky to have the.
Yeah, so I definitely think
a year does seem fair.
I think a year is plenty of time to get to know somebody.
It seems fair.
Yeah.
But you can't like hold somebody to the specific number. In your mind, have that number that you want, and if it's exceeding that time, that would be a good time to have a conversation. And if the conversation goes nowhere, then at that point, you probably should start considering other options.
Yeah, I agree. Age gaps.
What about them?
Age gaps in relationships. So is age just a number?
Is age just a number? I mean, obviously, everybody, like, we're trying to escape the Drake allegations, but But yeah, assuming we're all consenting adults here, age could play a factor. Obviously, someone in their 20s versus someone in their 30s, they're going to have a completely different mindset, different timelines. I assume somebody in their 30s might want to move a little bit faster with certain things if they haven't, tied the knot yet. People in 20s might want to be experiencing more things in life rather than settling down and being in a committed relationship. So yeah, I do think that age differences, especially if it's significant enough, can be to the detriment of your relationship. So
yeah, I think like 8 years and younger. I think that's a fair gap.
Now, what if the guy's the younger one and it's 8 years? That's a whole nother can of worms. Because the woman's like expecting the man to be established, but if he's in his 20s,
no, I think most times when it's the flip side of it, like the reverse, where the guy is younger, I think what ends up happening is that guy ends up leaving because they end up wanting a younger woman to have their kids and all of that.
You mean if the gap is significant enough?
Yeah.
But 8 years,
Look
4
at
years,
Ashton
3
Kutcher
years.
and Demi Moore.
Yeah, but she was like in her 50s when they met. Like that's completely different, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's different. I kind of not sympathize, but I can kind of understand, like, in the moment when she was younger and he was younger, he felt like...
He was fanboying over her.
Yeah, I can see that. He felt like she was attractive. He felt like he had a good connection with her. But then maybe as he was maturing, he was like, okay, well, I want to have kids. What if she wasn't able to have kids anymore? Obviously, that's something he should have thought about. You got to think it long term. But, it was Demi Moore. Like, she's a celebrity. He probably fantasized over her. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's okay to change your mind if you want to change your mind. Just, obviously someone's going to get hurt in the process, but you got to think about all the people that change their mind about you. Like, it's okay.
I didn't have too many of those.
At the end of the day, you got to do what's best. You got to do what's best for you. Definitely get all that situated and figured out before you get married, because that's a whole nother thing.
I mean, what is marriage, though? You know what I mean? Like, so many people don't view marriage. Marriage holds no meaning to a lot of people, so it's it's a thing to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way, and I know you don't.
Yeah.
But that is a valid point. Everybody don't hold marriage to that standard anymore.
Okay, here's a good one. My final one that I could come up with.
Okay.
What do you do if your spouse, so obviously the female, okay, so if your wife wants to do surrogacy and you're not okay with it, but she's set on it?
That's a hard one to deal with. That's a very difficult one to address.
I feel...
Go ahead. Well, go ahead and share your thoughts.
Well, just me specifically, like, I have 4 kids already. We have 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
My sister doesn't have any kids, and she's always been like, maybe I'll never have kids, or maybe I can't have kids. And so I've always told her, like, if you were to ever find out that you couldn't have kids, like, I would be your surrogate. Like, that's how I feel. I would be your surrogate for my sister. That's my sister.
Mm-hmm.
She's my best friend, y'all.
Yeah. It's surrogacy, well, pregnancy in general is dangerous, though. Like, you're taking the risk all for someone else to have that benefit, but you're risking potentially your life.
Yeah.
So.
I would do it. I know, I already know Tré's thoughts on it. He's like, no. But Yandy and Mendices, y'all. Love and Hip Hop. I don't know which one they're on. Atlanta.
can't remember. I think it's something like that.
Yeah. So she's in a situation. They are currently in this exact situation right now where, well, actually, I don't know if it's got to be right now. But anyway, so it's her sister.
And he didn't approve.
He doesn't approve at all. And he's made that very clear. And he's, like, that's your kid. It's going to be her egg with her sister's husband or whatever.
So that's, wait. That's a whole nother thing.
Right? Isn't it?
Wait.
Wait, maybe I messed it up.
Wait.
No.
So you're saying...
Okay, no, wait. It's
Yandy's egg?
No, okay, never mind.
Okay, about to say.
Yeah. Wait, I'm making it sloppy, y'all. Okay, no. It's her egg.
Whose?
So it's Yandy's egg that the sister's going to use with some randoms. And so Mendices is like, no, because then you're the parent.
That's
like,
true.
You're the mom. And she's like, no, I'm not. Like, she's going to be the one raising the child. And Mendices is like,
nah, that's your DNA.
but you're the mom biologically. Like, he's talking biologically. Like, you are the mother. And she's like, she's going to be raising. It's her pregnancy.
So she's donating an egg, but she's not going to carry the baby, right?
Right. So she's not going to be the surrogate. That's a little different. She's just giving the eggs.
Dang, that's still bad. I would not want a kid I know that's mine floating around, and then whatever happens to that kid, like, I don't take any responsibility for that kid. That's crazy to me.
Well, in this situation, that kid would be your niece or nephew.
Yeah, and that's just messy. Like, that's so confusing.
But both of their reasoning for doing it is because the sister wants her kid to actually, like, physically fit in with the family, like blend in with the family, to look like them.
Ooh-wee.
So, anyways, she's doing it regardless of what he said, and I think that's wild, because he made very good points. But she's doing it. She was doing the shots in the stomach and all of that kind of stuff. So that's crazy.
Yeah, nah.
That's crazy.
I don't agree with that. But they've been going back and forth about it for some time. I remember, was it last year when they were kind of talking about it? She was talking about.
Yeah, it's like been some time because they've been doing doctor's appointments and all this kind of stuff. But in her mind, it's always been yes, this is what I'm doing, regardless of how he felt or what he said about the situation. So that's shady. That's crazy. Oh, well, I guess it's worth her marriage. Because he said he may walk away. But I would do surrogacy also for a rando. Like, I would so do that because you know how much money you get paid? I would so do it.
It's not worth your life, though.
I would so do it.
You already got 4 kids, just like you said.
It's not one I'm adding to.
Yeah, I know. But you already have 4 kids. Your body can only go through it so many times before it starts.
There's people that have like 12 plus kids.
I don't know what their health is like, though.
As long as you have 2 healthy pregnancies, then they want you.
Yeah. Oh.
So, I'm just saying. Can go to bed and 9 months later wake up with
9 months later
$90K, something like that.
Because
if you do surrogacy for like a family that's like overseas, like another country, like China or something, you get paid so much more money.
Oh boy.
I've looked into this, y'all. But yeah, I would respect if my husband truly didn't want me to do it. I would respect it.
I don't. I truly don't want you to do it.
Is that weird, guys? Is that weird knowing that your wife has somebody else's baby in their stomach?
I guess so, yeah. I guess it is weird. I never thought of it that way, though. It was more so, like, concerned about your health, but that is a little weird now to think about it. I mean, because we have to go through all the, I would have to support you. I would have to be there, hold your hand, during the delivery or maybe in the contract, just I can't even be there. So I got to be on the outside while you're delivering somebody else's baby, and anything could happen during the delivery. Nah, to me that's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't get any of the benefit of holding the child.
No, I don't need that.
I'm
See,
just
that's
saying.
the thing with me. Like, I can have a baby in my stomach and build zero connection.
Yeah.
Like, zero emotional connection.
I'm
with the
sure
child.
you could, but what I'm saying is, like, I have to be your support system for months on end, and then we don't even get the baby. Like, we might as well, like, I can give you another baby right now. Like, we can just go.
But that's what I'm saying. Hey, y'all.
And
End
gonna
this
do all
podcast
that.
right now. No, but the difference is, then we'll have like 100K.
Yeah.
That's the difference, y'all.
Hmm.
That's the difference. And shoot, I be thinking sometimes.
Yeah, you should be thinking.
All right, y'all. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, fun discussion. We have to do it again sometime.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. This is Love Unveiled, episode 6. I hope you guys had fun. I know we did.
As always.
As always, we'll see you soon. Peace.